Hello, this is a piece honoring Byron Dann, who was a major player in the St. John's congregation. My name is Patric Leedom. Sometimes in life, we meet someone and there's almost instant attraction. That happened with me and Byron Dann during our mutual participation in the St. John's Men's Support Group, especially when we attended overnight weekend retreats. First, we just liked hanging out and talking together, as we did early every morning in the rocking chairs on the porch of Lake Geneva UU Summer Camp. Then one day, By asked me if I would like to go sailing in his catamaran sailboat in Florida. I was a school teacher, so I did have periods of time off. We went sailing and snorkeling off of the Keys. We often moored to a buoy on the Key Largo dry rocks, where it has a famous underwater Christ statue. By and I were often the first persons in the water in the morning and the last persons out at night. We did this for 5 days each trip. It was always just the two of us. It was a great time to interact and enjoy each other. On board the Gemini catamaran, we sort of tripped over each other trying to do something for the other person, like fixing meals, washing dishes, fixing drinks. We did this for about 10 years. Being together 24 hours a day and sharing duties, supporting and caring for each other brought us increasingly close together and bonding. Emotionally, I began to feel and think of By as my surrogate grandfather. And I must have filled some kind of a niche for him, like a surrogate son. By was very bright, experienced, and wise, so we frequently had philosophical and emotional caring discussions over dinner and drinks. Back in Cincinnati, when I was living in Portsmouth, Ohio, where I taught, I often stayed weekends in By's Summit View apartment. He even gave me access when he was out of town on a trip. I learned a lot about prudent values of life. By's father had died of a heart attack in his 40s. By also had the potential for heart problems. So even though By was a very competent engineer for Procter & Gamble and was often the engineer in charge when Procter & Gamble built a new food processing plant, and even though By was an excellent manager of people, he declined to ever move up into management at P&G because of his concern for too much stress on his heart. In a similar vein, when By turned 65, he promptly retired. But then an unusual phenomenon occurred. Every time Procter & Gamble had a production problem in one of their worldwide plants, they would employ By to go fix it. By did this well into his 80s. I finally asked By, why do they keep calling you? What's wrong with the younger engineers? And what is your secret for solving these problems? By responded, the younger engineers have never been taught how to analyze problems in the big picture. I solve the problems using my rules. 1, I can meet and discuss things with anyone I want. 2, I start first by meeting with the plant management to learn what they think the problems are. 3, I then spend days walking around the production floor. I will approach a worker and say, hi, I'm your fairy godfather. And if I were to solve one production problem for you, what would it be? 4, after I've collected enough data, I go away for a few days, like to a park or a zoo, and ruminate on the problems. Gradually, my brain begins forming the answers. 5, I go back to the plant and meet with the management to share my ideas. And if anyone at the table speaks up and suggests a way to improving my ideas, I immediately add that person's ideas to the solution. By and I stayed friends until he died at the age of 96. My life has been wonderfully enriched by my surrogate grandfather.